A teenager took selfies on her friend's phone as a prank, only to discover that her friend was actually a pedophile with a collection of child porn stored on his phone. Hey guys, what is going down? I'm Charlotte and you guys are watching IO. How many of you have stolen a friend's phone and filled it with ridiculous selfies? Okay, so imagine doing that and going back to review your masterpieces, only to discover that your friend was actually a pedophile. This is what happened in the case of Kirsty-Ann Barr, who lived in a house with her boyfriend and another man named Nathan Kozel. According to Kirsty, Nathan was really drunk one night and was passed out in the other room. Which is like, hey awesome, drunk passed out friend automatically makes any roommate grow devil horns and get out the Sharpies. So as a prank, they took his phone and started taking selfies on it for fun. You know, so he could open his phone later and realize that there was just a bunch of photos of like, you know, all that stuff. Well, when they were looking through the pictures, they found something quite shocking. Kirsty was quoted saying, "We opened up the phone and found these photos of children. I was completely shocked. There were loads. And these were not your average cute photos of nieces and nephews. Oh no!" According to Kirsty, there were images of young children posing and adults with them. It was just horrible. They took out an iPad and started to film themselves going through Nathan's phone, just in case he deleted the proof before police could gather enough evidence to convict him. Imagine finding out that you're living with a pedophile. And not only that, but Kirsty and her boyfriend were friends with this guy. They were all having a really great night before Nathan passed out and they found this stuff on his phone. Kirsty said that she immediately called the police and Nathan was arrested. His phone and other electronics were seized. Since he was arrested, he appeared at the Hull Magistrates Court, where he admitted to 6 charges of making an indecent image of a child. 1 charge of possession of indecent photographs of children, and 2 charges of possessing prohibited images of children. He also pleaded guilty to 2 charges of possessing extreme photographic images of a person performing a sex act with a horse. What? A horse? And these weren't just images he saved. Nathan created this pornography. It was his hobby. Okay, this all might sound crazy gross to you, but Nathan did not really get punished that severely for this. He was only fined twice for a total of 80 English pounds and was forced to attend a 30-day rehabilitation program. So that's it. A fine and child porn rehab for someone who was caught red-handed and pleaded guilty? Look, okay, don't get me wrong, there's some really weird stuff that turns people on. But children are off limits, and that's why there's laws against child abuse and child pornography. Why have a law against child pornography if you're not going to punish sex offenders? I bet Nathan had 80 quid in his wallet when he got arrested. According to the US Criminal Code, every person who makes, prints, publishes, or possesses for the purpose of publication any child pornography is guilty of an indictable offense. An offense like this could mean imprisonment for a term of not more than 14 years, and a minimum punishment of a term of 1 year. Kirsty isn't happy with the punishment either, and she went through a lot of trouble to make sure Nathan was caught. She said, "I don't think that's fair for what he had on his phone at all. Seeing the images that I saw, I know how wrong and horrible they were." This incident occurred in the UK, and apparently, according to some statistics from the Ministry of Justice, the majority of perverts convicted in 2012 were given community or suspended sentences, which means they weren't sent to jail. That's a lot of perverts that barely got a slap on the wrist for having kiddie porn. Nearly 26 million child abuse images were confiscated in England and Wales between 2011 and 2012. The average jail sentence for those found with a small number of images is 3 months. Every single picture characterized as child pornography is a crime scene where a real child is abused and exploited. Child pornography should not be called child pornography. It should be punished in the same way as child abuse, because that's exactly what it is. Anyways guys, that's all for now. Thanks for watching IO, and I'll see you guys in another video.